listening to We Watch Movies.
I'm Ava.
And I'm Jenna.
And we watch movies. So this week we watched Thunder Force, which came out on Netflix on April 9th of 2021. So that's pretty cool. It has a whopping 25% on Rotten Tomatoes, and basically it's about Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer becoming superheroes in their 40s or something. And yeah, so we're going to talk about it. Jenna, what were your initial reactions to this film?
I didn't laugh at all, I don't think. You know, maybe that's just me, but I think it was the movie.
Yeah, I feel like this movie should have aired on like Nickelodeon instead of Netflix. But that's just like my vibes from it. But
yeah, but it also definitely like wasn't like for the age range of Nickelodeon either.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the cast and say that it's not like for the age range, I mean, we got Suki from Gilmore Girls, and we got the Manticore from Onward, and we got Mantis, and what's his name? Ant-Man's ex-wife's new boyfriend. Also, the fox from Zootopia. Yeah, I'm not gonna say any of their names because you can just look up those parts because, yeah.
Who needs names?
I don't know, I mean, they could have made it for Nickelodeon. They could have.
Yeah, I mean, just cut out the Old Spice jokes and you're like halfway there. Old Bay, whatever it is.
Oh my god. I don't know, man. That it's like, I don't know. It could have been much better. I don't think it was unwatchable.
No,
I think we've definitely watched worse things.
Mm.
It just wasn't funny. If you want to watch a movie that is kind of unwatchable, that we've covered on this podcast, because it tried to be funny, it really failed, but it was unwatchable on top of that, is Hubie Halloween. That one really sucked. This one didn't suck quite as much.
Like, this at least, like, had some other stuff going on. Like, the fact that it wasn't funny kind of deflates the purpose of watching it, because I feel like to really enjoy all of the other stuff happening in the movie, it has to be funny, but because it fails at that, it doesn't give much other incentive to watch it, because you have to get through all of the things that are, like, violently unfunny.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a spoof on superhero movies, and then it turned out to just be a superhero movie, which I was like, okay. Because, like, I mean, I figured, it's gonna be a comedy, and they're gonna do it about superheroes. They're gonna, like, make fun of the genre or whatever. Like, that's fine. Like, people can do that. People have done that successfully. But they didn't do that successfully, because I don't know if they were trying to spoof or not, or if they were just like, let's make a funny superhero movie, which people have done successfully, but I don't think they really did. It's like they were trying to find a way to turn the genre on its head and just failed. Because, like, they just made it the same genre, but, like, not interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I think there were, like, a couple things with the genre that, like, I was kind of, like, surprised that, like, at least, like, relative to this movie, they did an okay job with. Like, in the beginning, before Melissa McCarthy has, like, her superpowers or whatever, there's the scene that they show where she goes back and, like, she retapes the angel, and I was like, wow, like, it shows that she's, like, actually, like, trying to be a good person, which I feel like we don't always see a lot with, like, newer superhero movies. It's like, we know in our mind that they're, like, a good person and they're trying to do good, but then like half the times like it's not like anything like beyond what they have to do. So like I don't know. That's
Or
kind
we
of a
get-
low bar, but
Yeah, I mean, with a lot of superheroes, oftentimes we get the whole story of like they were a jerk and then they got their powers, or then this life-changing event happened that made them a good person. But this is just a genuinely good person to start out with, which I like. But then they like made her so obnoxious the whole time.
the raw chicken thing. They
Oh my God,
needed
okay.
to let that die.
The fake raw chicken that they made looked rotting. It looked like it was rotting, and like I mean, I get it if they wanted to make like a funny joke about it like once or something, but at least make raw chicken look like raw chicken. Like you could, I'm sure there are plenty, like I feel like you could get that done with like Jello and it would look pretty accurate, at least on a plate or something. But it looked like it didn't look shiny. It looked kind of like dark.
I know one of
And
them
I
was
was
like
like-
brown in one of the seeds, and I was like, you
Yeah,
don't
I
want to
was like,
eat that.
Has that been refrigerated?
Like just because
Like-
you can eat raw chicken, does that mean like you're not susceptible to food poisoning and salmonella? Like these are questions I never wanted to ask.
They didn't even explain. They weren't like, oh, you're super strong, so you're gonna be able to fight off any salmonella. No, they were just like, oh, you need raw amino acids. And what was it?
Phosphorus.
Phosphorus. Who even likes phosphorus? Nobody likes phosphorus. Phosphate likes phosphorus, and that's it.
Get out of here, phosphorus. This is a phosphorus-free podcast.
The most shocking thing that I noticed in this movie was Melissa McCarthy is freakishly good at winking. Like she if you go back and watch the part where she's like on a date or something with this crab man or whatever, and then she winks at him, it's like nothing in her face changes. It's just that one eyelid just drops perfectly, and it's like you know when you have those baby dolls, you know the ones that like
Yeah.
close their eyes when you tilt them back, when like one of the eyes is broken.
Yeah.
She looked like that. But like the eyelid wasn't stuck or anything, and it was just like this impeccably perfect wink, and it was like it kind of felt the same way that like the Uncanny Valley feels like, you know?
Well, yes, when you use the description of the broken doll, I could definitely understand where you're coming from.
It almost looked like maybe she can't wink actually, and they had to CGI it. It looked so wrong because it was so perfect, and I was like, what? I don't know. And that was the part that jarred me the most about this film, and when that fleeting 1 second is the most memorable part about this film for me, then I don't know whether or not it could be called a success.
Maybe her face is so strong that it can physically stop itself from moving, but that one eyelid is so strong that it can push itself all the way down without the rest of the face. Is that how like muscles and stuff works? Because I have no
I don't
idea.
think so. I don't think so. It's like, you know when you do that thing with your finger and it's like, oh, you can like move this finger, but you can't move it without moving the other one or something. I don't know which finger it is, but like it's like two of the fingers are like associated or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. And you can't like move one of them without the other or something. I don't know. I don't know which finger it is. I don't know why I'm using this example if I can't really explain it. But like the muscles are like attached or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, they move together. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
We got off topic real quick.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that was pretty on topic.
Yeah. Anyways, I I get that they were trying to make a joke with the whole, like, oh, her treatments suck and Emily's don't or whatever. But like still, it's like I feel like making somebody stronger would be so much easier physically than making somebody be able to go invisible.
Yeah, because I get that you would have to like change like how the body works to like make them stronger, but like to go invisible, like I don't know, I feel like would your body have to like do something chemically? Like are there pre-existing chemicals like in our bodies that like technically would allow us to do that, or do you have to like create something new? And then how would your body like turn that on? Like how
Like
would
maybe
you do
it's
that?
like maybe it's like elite camouflage or something. But even then, humans aren't equipped to change our colors or anything.
Yeah, are you like bending light? Are you like I don't know.
And I just like that was another thing that I couldn't really get behind. And not to mention her daughter just coming out with super speed without her mom knowing. I thought that serum took 5 years to synthesize.
Yeah, that was really weird. Like, were they implying that she literally like took a pill that night and then was super fast? Or like
Yeah, or like
had she been developing it like on her own over all that time? Like
when did she learn how to use this power? I feel like if you instantaneously got super speed and tried to use it, you would crash.
honestly, why don't we need more movies with people that have super speed, but it's literally just them crashing into walls. Like they're really bad at using it.
I feel like that happened on The Flash a couple of times. I need to rewatch The Flash because I started watching the latest season and then I kind of forgot to keep up with it, and I watched it on the CW app and they don't have every episode out at like one time, so once it gets too far away you can't watch the earlier episodes. So at this point I'm just waiting for all of it to come out on Netflix so I can just watch it in one sitting, because that's healthy. And so I need to like probably rewatch it because I love The Flash. And yeah, but like I'm pretty sure he struggled to learn how to use his super speed for a little while, and then this kid, either she's been taking the serum and training for some reason like without her mom knowing, or she somehow instantaneously made a super speed serum and instantaneously got it to work and instantaneously was perfect at just running.
I mean, I don't know. The movie made the point to make her only character trait that she's smart.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, they were trying to make like commentary on, oh, her mom's so like focused on work that she's not paying attention that her daughter is just a regular kid. But like they didn't even lean into that at all.
no,
like,
it would
she
just
had, like,
show up and then they like wouldn't care again.
I think she had like a quarter of a heart-to-heart with her mom. Like a quarter of it. And that was it. And like it's just that character was like so not developed, and it could have been. She could have been like the coolest one.
Yeah, if we're like, I wanted to like her, but honestly, the best character in this movie was Laser, and you cannot change my mind.
Mantis!
Yeah, it took me like half the movie to realize why she seemed familiar, but then what I realized, and I was very mad at myself for taking that long.
Oh, I realized it instantly because in both movies she basically doesn't have eyebrows.
Huh. Good to know.
I wanted her to turn good, or something, or I wanted like at the end for her punishment, or her like, because nobody's gonna be able to keep her in a jail cell. I was like, oh, I want her punishment to be that she has to join the Thunder Force, and then we get to watch her like start training to be good or something. I don't know. And then like, okay, I couldn't get behind the Crab Man. I'm sorry. I don't.
Like of all things, why crab arms?
Like, I don't entirely. Okay, wait. So, I didn't really get this the whole time. Was the problem with the miscreants just centered in Chicago, or was it everywhere?
I have no idea. I don't even know if the movie knows, Ava.
Because if it was everywhere, why didn't Emily make multiple, like, servings of this serum so that they can establish a bunch of superheroes everywhere to protect the whole entire freaking world? Or is she just gonna be selfish and just protect Chicago? Because this guy, where was he on his honeymoon? The Bahamas or something?
Somewhere.
Or he said Bermuda. He was in Bermuda when he got his powers. So it wasn't just in Chicago. And, like, and then from the crab, he grew shells and his arms turned to crab meat. I feel like you could get different powers from a crab. Like, maybe, like,
harder skin.
Maybe your skin would toughen. Or, yes,
extra
exactly.
limbs.
Or maybe, like, or the ability to breathe underwater or something. Like, something cool. And then he just gets, like, these crab arms that he and she's like, oh, he's really good with his, like, claws, but he can't even hold up a martini glass? How can he, like, be good with them then? You know?
Yeah, and just, like, I don't know why. Like, that's my, like, why are you sitting there about to write something and you're like, you know what would really spice this movie up? Crab arms, baby. Like, I just, like, of all the things you can do, I just don't understand why it's crab arms.
Wait, was he growing his arms back at the end?
It looked like it, but I have, like, is that a thing crabs can do?
I thought that was a thing starfish could do. And not crabs.
Somebody call a marine biologist.
If you're a marine biologist and you're listening right now, leave it in the comments. Can crabs grow back their claws?
Oh, that's cranberries.
Oh my god. Cranberries. Can cranberries grow back their claws?
Oh, crabs commonly have the ability to regenerate lost limbs after a period of time, and thus declawing is viewed as a potentially more sustainable method of fishing. Thank you, Wikipedia article about declawing of crabs.
Probably pretty freaking traumatic, though.
Every year, the people from above come, and they take our arms away.
Oh my god. Well, you know what? You learn something new every day. We're an educational podcast here, obviously.
Yep.
Okay, but still. I didn't... Oh, you want to know another plot thing I had an issue with?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so she threw the bomb, or she jumped out of the window holding the bomb, and jumped into the water, right? Yeah. I thought what she was gonna do, she was like, oh, my body can take the force. I thought what she was gonna do was she was gonna jump out the window with it and then kick it into the sky or something, so it would explode in the sky away from people. Not just land in the water. Because then what is her reasoning behind saying, oh, if I drop it, it might hurt some people?
Yeah, because, like, there were still, like, shockwaves that went off. So, like, what if something happened to, like, the buildings or whatever? Like, her whole plan didn't make any sense. I was like, you have a better chance of just running it out of the city. Like,
if her plan was just splash into the water so that it, like, muffles the explosion or whatever, she didn't need to be in that explosion at all. There was no reason for her to be there. She could have just thrown it into the water. It would have had the same effect.
Yeah, like, she said she thought this plan through, but, like, I mean, did you really?
Did you really? And, like, I thought when the kid was like, oh, I can do it, I'm fast now, I thought that she meant that she was gonna use her brains and, you know, defuse the bomb.
That's what I thought
at
too.
Super speed. And she's like, no, I'm just gonna run it out of the city. You have a 15-year-old who graduated from Stanford and works in a science lab. You're not gonna use that as an effort to, you know, in your plot, make somebody be able to defuse the bomb? Really? You just really, really wanted an explosion, didn't you? You really wanted an explosion. I don't know, man. I got issues.
Yeah.
with the movie.
I mean, I didn't want to
also have
dislike
issues
this
with
movie,
myself,
but I wasn't really confident that I would like it because I don't really like enjoy comedies most of the time. Like, I get that there are movies like, even though they're not like good, they're still good because they're not good. But like, it takes a lot for me to like a movie that is made like that. And that's just my personal preference, but I don't know, this movie, I feel like even with like that crowd, like it's just, there's nothing endearing about this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was better than some things, and I don't necessarily think it needed to be 25%.
No.
I think it's really easy to hate on, to be honest. I don't think it was unwatchable.
No.
I think it was meh. It was okay. I don't think it was exactly terrible. It does have problems, and I'm really good at pointing out those problems, and I'm not going to be able to point out the good stuff as much. I could try a little bit later. But I think maybe like 30-something% or like 40-something%. I don't know. Whoever is gonna like this, I don't want to come off and be like mean, but whoever's gonna like this is gonna have a very simple sense of humor. Is that mean? Is that mean that I'm saying that?
I don't think so. Like, this movie is not the most refined, but I feel like if the humor strikes a chord with you, that's just the humor that you like. And that's okay. Just, I feel like for a lot of people, it just wouldn't do it for them.
Yeah, it's like, it's not like something that you need to think about too much to get the jokes or anything. But like some people like to think about the jokes to get it. It's not situational comedy necessarily, except for like when she throws up a bunch of water or when she's eating raw chicken. It's not exactly like, well, I don't even know if it's situational. Is that situational comedy? I don't even know. I think I just started using that term to make myself sound smarter, but I don't really know what it means.
No, that makes sense to me.
Okay. It's like, it's not witty. It's not, it's just like, it's like a kid's entertainer is coming up with jokes, but they wanted to make an adult film. You know? Like, if this were on Nickelodeon, there would be a laugh track. That's one that's like, you know the exact one that Nickelodeon uses. Anyways, they would use that one, and they would have it like at every turn. I don't know, but you know what else was simple humor in this? The Steve Urkel reference. That's his name, right? Steve Urkel, it's not just Urkel? Or I don't know. I think it's Steve Urkel. Or am I thinking of Steve Irwin? I don't know.
That went on for far too long.
Wait, did I just say that? Did I just say? Okay. But anyways, even I understood the reference, and I've never seen that show. Ever. I understood that reference. How on earth could a grown woman not understand that reference?
I would have at least been familiar with it.
Also, Tracy could have been so much funnier if she had Gen Z humor.
Instead, they went with Fortnite.
Literally!
Stop using it!
Fortnite is dead!
It dates your movie. Like, this movie was dated before it even came out because they included Fortnite.
Literally. Oh my god, they should have done like... I don't want to say they should have done TikTok because that would have been cringy too, but if you wanted something that's more prevalent and that probably would last longer. Speaking of TikTok, we're on TikTok now. But like, no, like what if she was just like, what if her mom was like, what? You can't come here. You could get hurt. And she'd be like, psych, I wanna die.
Like, do you want a more, like, Shuri type character from Black Panther? That, like, I think I'm thinking of the right character and movie.
Yeah, no, Shuri's great, except for when she goes, what are those?
That's, like, That's not even the worst thing they could do. Honestly.
Yeah. They could have done worse things, but it's still cringy. Otherwise Shuri is fine. I don't mind Shuri except for that one moment. That one moment really bothers me. But otherwise Shuri's great. We love Shuri. And they really wanted to make the new Shuri, but they didn't make her as nearly as charismatic or normal.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for a movie with like a really good like Gen Z type humor that like isn't the worst. We're waiting for it.
We just need Gen Z to grow up and start taking over all these big like these big industries. Like imagine, okay, just like picture when we get our first Gen Z president.
Oh,
because it's inevitable.
dear God.
It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be somebody from Gen Z who ends up being a president. But I feel like it's not gonna be the right part of Gen Z that ends up going into politics. Because everybody else is like, ew, eat the rich.
Oh, you just gave me some nightmare fuel to think about, Ava.
Okay, but honestly, right now the country is ran by boomers, and I think that we might, if the world lasts long enough for Gen Z to take over, then I feel like it might become a better place, to be honest.
It'll certainly be a more interesting place.
Okay, well, Jenna's a self-hating Gen Z. It's fine.
Wait, what years are Gen Z?
What years are Gen Z? I'm pretty sure. Let me just. What years are Gen Z? I don't even. Between 1996 and the mid 2000s. So, like, oh no, it says it's the newest generation born between 1997 and 2012 or 2015. They're currently between 6 and 24 years old.
That is, like, depending on like where you fall on that scale, that is a very diverse group of people.
Yeah, but like I feel like, see, the thing is that's what is that? That's like a 18-year difference. So it's less than 20 years. So then like that'll be like 30-year-olds to 48-year-olds when we're an adult. And that's not as bad when you think about it.
Yeah. And I'm not a self-hating Gen Z. I don't have anything against Gen Z. I'm just thinking of all the things that have been products of our time in the application of those things later in life, in maturation, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how we all grow up.
Jenna's just concerned for our mental
yes,
well-being. It's
I'm
fine.
allowed that.
Okay, she's not she's not a self-hating Gen Z. She's a healthy Gen Z.
I am the mom Gen Z,
and that's. Oh my god, yeah. I mean, if it concerns anybody, I'm often considered a mom friend in my friend group, and you know how I act, so like, yeah, it's pretty great. Okay, wait, just another question, back on the topic of the movie. That other guy her assistant, or did she just have like I thought he was gonna be her son, and then they made her have a daughter with the same reveal. Remember the guy who kept getting Lydia Beers?
Yeah, like
and then just
the
disappeared
Jesse
halfway
guy?
through the movie. Jesse,
yeah,
that was his
I thought
name.
he was gonna come back.
I thought that he was gonna
be.
See, the way that they revealed Tracy as Emily's daughter, I thought they were gonna reveal Jesse as Emily's son in that way. I thought it was gonna be that. Like, they didn't even need Tracy. They just could have just stuck with Jesse. Like, I was like, okay, see, obviously this dude is here and he's recurring for some reason. Like, he's probably gonna end up being her son. And then they were like, oh, my daughter. And I was like, oh, well, so he really didn't serve much of a purpose.
No, he literally just disappeared after, like, that beginning part of the movie. And I was like, where did he go? Did you just forget about him?
I want a movie about, Tony, and just Tony.
Which one was Tony again?
Tony was the best character. He was the one that Lydia kept beating up.
Oh yeah, like honestly, all of the side characters in this movie deserve their own thing.
Yeah, Tony needs his own movie, or like a spin-off series that's just like the vlogs of Tony. It'd be like a day in the life of a trainer for the Thunder Force. Oh, what is it like to work in Stanton Tower? Oh my gosh, Lydia punched me again. Not clickbait.
Say the not clickbait.
Oh my god. He would get more subscribers than
Yeah,
us.
honestly, I'm okay with admitting that.
He would deserve more subscribers than us.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't subscribe to us because Tony doesn't exist, but we do.
Oh my god. Yeah, if you're not on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are on YouTube, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. I mean, yeah. If you're on any other platform, also you can follow us probably on whatever that platform is. And if you're on YouTube and you want to check us out on another platform, do that too. That's fun. Okay, that's a nice little call to subscribe right there. You can also like and comment and stuff. And also we're on Instagram and TikTok if you want to follow us there. Okay, shameless plug over. Anyways, I feel like this movie definitely, it just didn't know what it wanted to be, I guess. I think that's the main issue with it, you know?
Yeah, like it had like kind of thoughts about, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we did this thing? And then we'd kind of do it and then be like, okay, what do we do now? And it kind of just kept bouncing itself along from plot point to plot point, hoping they would all fit together, and debatable.
Yeah, it like didn't have a demographic because it was like made to the caliber of a children's movie, but with adult jokes that were still like kids jokes, but with adult content in them. And then like I mean, it had some semblance of an interesting plot, but also the thing is that plot had been kind of done before. I mean, literally just look at The Flash. I don't want to bring up The Flash again, but I'm going to bring up The Flash again because I want to. Yeah, so it's like the particle acceleration, I can't speak today. Particle accelerator explodes, turns a bunch of people into what they call metahumans, and then, all these metahumans start being bad guys, except for only one of them who decides to become a superhero. And he has to fight all the bad guys. And that's basically what they did here, except instead of them getting changed in the big accident or whatever, they did it deliberately, which they also end up doing that on The Flash too. So, I mean...
Thunder Force, care to
like...
comment?
It's just they could have been more original. They could have been more funny if they had just decided what they wanted to be and, you know, followed through with that. And I don't know if did this like do well in test screenings? Did people like say, yeah, this is good, set like premiere it or whatever? Or did they just not have test screenings? Cuz that I don't know. The whole idea of test screenings just baffles me sometimes. Because then we get movies that come out with such blatant issues that could have been solved so easily. And I'm like, well, what did the test audience say to let this get published in the way that it was or something? Or did they try to fix something that the test audience wanted and then just, like, made it worse? Like, I wonder if the test audience was like, oh, this should be funnier. And then they added in, like, more jokes or something.
Yeah, I have no idea about, like, who makes, like, what decisions for movies. But sometimes I just want to, like, march up to them and be like, why? Why did you do this? Did you listen to anyone? Just, things don't always make sense. And I don't understand why they can't.
Like, you gotta just think, there's somebody who had to be successful in the film industry to get to a point in which they can make a big movie. It's gonna release on Netflix. It's gonna be #1 on Netflix right now. for some reason. You're gonna get like a ton of actors who did a bunch of big movies, and you got all this stuff. You gotta be somewhat successful in the field. And theoretically, to be successful in an entertainment field, you have to have taste that is appealing to somebody somewhere. Because if people aren't intrigued by your work, then nobody's gonna go see it. And so I just don't like who was making this and watched Melissa McCarthy eating a bunch of fake raw chicken and said, "That's friggin' hilarious. We need more scenes like that." Like, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it.
Yeah, and I mean, again, everything isn't for everyone. Everyone has their own thing that they enjoy, but at the same time, you have to ask yourself, am I going for a really niche audience, or am I going for, like, a general audience and trying to, like, hit upon people who will, like, just enjoy this movie? And I feel like they were like, yeah, these are things that people will enjoy, but I don't know what they were. I don't know, like, what things they thought would be like, oh, everybody is going to laugh so hard at this. Like, was it the chicken? Was that your trump card here? I don't know.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like maybe there's just a cult following of Melissa McCarthy that's gonna watch all of her movies every time that she appears in something. Which I feel like is the case for a lot of actors and stuff. Cause, like, I mean, a bunch of the movies that she's been in lately haven't been too fantastic, but she still is in movies, so clearly she's doing something right. I don't know. She was great in Gilmore Girls. I loved her in Gilmore Girls, I think she did. I don't think any of the problems in this movie were necessarily actors' faults.
No, I think it was the
so
material
that's not the
that
issue.
they were given.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Every once in a while, people will comment on, like, a movie and they'll be like, "Ugh, the acting was so bad," and then you gotta remind them, like, no, it was the writing that's bad. Because, I mean, yeah, acting can be bad in a movie, sure, but a lot of times, like, if somebody's delivering a pretty bad, like, a pretty bad line or something, it's not usually up to them, because I don't know how often actors are allowed to ad-lib or whatever, but, like, if you're given a line that says, "Ugh, this raw chicken is so good," and then you need to say, "Ugh, this raw chicken is so good," it might not be your fault that joke tanked. It might be the writer's fault, you know? And, like, I feel like that might have just been the issue this whole time for this movie. You know?
Yeah, because, I mean, they have a pretty, like, talented cast, so even if they didn't put their whole heart into, like, trying to work with what they were given, I don't think it's necessarily their fault for the way this movie performed, because, like, if you just gave me everything the actors said, just, like, put it all down for me, give me the script, whatever, I still wouldn't laugh at anything in this movie. So I just don't think it was born from a necessarily amazing start, and there was little anyone could do to help it without completely rewriting it.
Yeah, and I mean, you can, like, compare some of these actors to other things that they've been in, and, like Octavia Spencer, she was, I thought she was fantastic in, Ma. Did you see that movie?
But I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think she was great in that, and I also think she was great in Onward, too, even if it was just her voice. Which leads me to concur that most of the issues with her performance in this movie was because of, like, shoddy writing or something. And, like, I mean, these actors are all generally likable, and I don't think they're the issue. And I don't know if it's, like, because then also I feel bad, like, ripping on the writers, because then maybe maybe the writers wrote something and then this, like, maybe it was a producer or something that thought that they were so funny and were like, hey, you need to put this joke in here, and they'd be like, okay, sir, because, or ma'am, I don't know, because, like, they didn't really have a choice in the matter, and, like, I don't know, because they want to get paid, you know, and if the producer has a big idea, the producer's idea flies, because they're the one paying, and then, I don't know, it's just, I don't like, from an outside perspective, placing blame on anything, but I feel like the script was the issue. I don't know how much say the writers had, but I don't know. I don't think that the production design was an issue. I think that was fine.
Passable.
The cast wasn't the issue because they've all done very well in other things. As far as I can tell, some of the actors are kind of new. It's just that the jokes weren't funny. And I guess that's the verdict. That's the main issue with this, because, like, if they didn't want to be funny, I feel like the plot could have been fine, I guess. It wouldn't have been anything spectacular, but it could have been fine. Or maybe if they'd spent less time working on the jokes and working on the plot instead. Like, what was that point, or what was the point of that meeting with her grandmother or anything? Like, that didn't have any effect on the plot.
There was
at
so
all,
much in this movie that just didn't matter.
It's like, if they put more effort into the plot than into making jokes that weren't funny, this movie could have been pretty good. If they had decided to make jokes maybe more about spoofing the genre than just making jokes in the genre, maybe this movie could have been better. Maybe if they decided to, I don't know, just not make the movie,
then maybe things would have been better. Who knows? Like, I don't want to put down the hard work that probably went into making this movie by a whole lot of people. But, you know, for jokes' sake, maybe not making it would have been a wise thing to do with your time.
I mean, like, It's watchable. Don't get me wrong, it's watchable. It didn't make me want to crawl out of my skin or anything. I mean, a couple parts did, but that was just the chicken. I mean, there was some stuff that went into their characters, but, like, the development just kind of happened and they didn't really explain it. Like, with, Emily's disappearing issues and her freakouts and everything, and then all of a sudden she was fine or whatever. They didn't really explain that and that happened, but I mean, I guess you can call that, like, that she developed or something, I don't know. But, like, I don't know, it's fine. It's like, it exists, but I don't think it's gonna stay on the Netflix number one for very long.
I was surprised it was on the Netflix number one.
I don't know, I mean, if you compare it to, like, what normally ends up on the Netflix number one and stays there, like, the things that stay there, like, Queen's Gambit stayed there, and, like, you know how much thought was put into that and how much detail.
That was so good.
And it was just, it was like it had I don't want to say it had thought and detail. I don't know, it was unique. It was something that had never been done before. It had clear character development. It had fantastic writing, etc. Blah, 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 blah. That's how it ended up on Netflix number one and stayed there. I feel like tomorrow there's going to be something else in number one or something. Maybe this movie will be, like, number 4. I don't know. But, like, that's what, it came out this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if it came out this weekend, then I don't know. I guess it's fine.
I have a burning question.
If it came out this weekend, it just hit. What?
So you have Thunder Force, and you have previously reviewed movie on the channel, We Could Be Heroes. Which one do you pick?
Me personally, I would rather watch Thunder Force again. But I feel like We Could Be Heroes catered to its audience better.
Yeah.
I'm just way further from their audience than I am for Thunder Force.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would just turn off Netflix if those were my two options. Read a book instead.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think both of the movies had their own pitfalls. We Could Be Heroes is just, if I were a child, I would have liked that movie. I probably still wouldn't have liked the main character, because, I don't know, she was N-Log, and I haven't liked N-Log girls my entire life. If you're a character and you're N-Log, except for that phase in my life when I wanted to be N-Log. But that didn't mean that I liked N-Log girls, like characters. I didn't like them. I just wanted to be one. Yeah, so, Single Digits Ava wasn't very great, but... anyways, I think that We Could Be Heroes is... the main issue with that one was just that they tried to make it a sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl and just didn't make it about Shark Boy and Lava Girl. But I think that they catered to their audience a lot better than this one did, because this one didn't really know what it wanted to be. I mean, not that We Could Be Heroes really knew what it wanted to be. Like I said, it tried to be a sequel and it just wasn't. But it was clearly a kids movie, and it was meant to be a kids movie. Whereas this one was, I guess, meant to be an adult movie that came off as a kids movie with adult jokes in it.
If I can go my whole life without having to see another person with crab arms getting their knuckle buttered at a restaurant, I will live a happy life.
Getting their knuckle buttered at a restaurant.
Real quote from the movie. Just buttering your knuckles.
That reminds me of that part in Mean Girls. I think it's Mean Girls, where this random kid goes up to Katie and he's like, "Is your muffin buttered? Would you like somebody to be assigned to butter your muffin?" And then Regina's like, "Ew, you're gross."
You know I haven't seen Mean Girls.
Have we been over
Probably.
this? Have I already assigned homework of watching Mean Girls to you?
I feel like you have.
And you didn't watch it yet?
I'm gonna fail our podcast.
Jenna!
I'm gonna graduate, but I'm still gonna fail the podcast because I don't do any homework.
Yes. So many zeros in Power School for just the podcast. I should make a Google Classroom, and you're gonna be the only student. And every time I say, you have homework, I'm gonna make a new assignment.
Oh my god!
Right? And I'm going to post it on Google Classroom, and I'm gonna make you write like a sentence review for each movie that you haven't watched that I'm saying homework for.
I will do that.
And then you are going, and then I'm gonna grade them. And we're gonna see what your grade is at the end of the year.
Honestly, I will do that. If you let me make a video about doing my homework,
honestly,
I'll do
I will too. Is this a challenge? You can make a video about completing your homework, and then I can make a video about grading it. Guys, is that something you want to see? Do you want to see me grading Jenna's homework? Because we'll do it. If you want to see that, leave a comment down below. But we probably won't listen to your comment, and we'll do it anyways. So, but we would still like your comments because we like.
Oh my god! Wait, what if I have to
us.
make a TikTok with like a review for each movie?
Oh my god! Yes, because we're on.
Why
TikTok
did I say
now.
that? I don't know how to use TikTok.
Yeah. So Jenna's gonna do TikToks now. Because, okay, well, I think it's the least you could do, because I make
That
the
is very
podcast
true.
TikTok.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying, why did I offer to?
Diabolical laughing. I think I don't know where I was going with that. I think it'll be great. I think I need to stop saying I think you'll be great at doing your TikToks. And I foresee you getting a 67 in this class.
You know what? I've done worse on tests. I'll take it.
I don't believe that for
Ava,
a second.
I did not pass a single physics test in the first quarter of the year.
Okay, but like, remember in Trig, that one test where everybody like failed, and then there was one person who got like a 98?
It was not me!
I'm pretty sure it was you, okay? No, but our teacher was like, everybody who's on remote got like a 90 or above. And I was like, wonder why.
No. I don't think I ever got like a 90 in that class. And if you're implying that I cheated while I was remote.
I'm implying that some people did. Like, some people who were remote, I mean, if you have a class and some of your students need to take the test in person and some of your students need to take the test from home, and the students who are taking the test from home are doing significantly better as a whole, I mean,
Ava, that teacher literally said I was the only person who was remote that didn't have to join the meet after lunch, and I still came back because I felt bad.
I mean, whatever. I'm not directing that at you because I don't think you would ever cheat.
Yeah, who knows? This is a wacky year.
You heard it here first, folks. Jenna's gonna cheat on all the tests.
I'm not even remote anymore, Ava.
Jenna's gonna cheat on the A-Push exam.
I don't need to cheat on the A-Push exam. If I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail.
You don't need to cheat on the A-Push exam. That means that you're privileged.
I know
A-Push knowledge. That test is not gonna go well.
I get to take physics the day before it, and like, I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna pass that one. If I get a 2, I will be happy.
We need to do a practice test for A-Push. That's like 3.5 hours straight. I don't know why we're talking to you guys about this. We're just two stressed out high school juniors wanting to just get through the rest of the year. Wait, but Jenna, WalkFit is starting.
You guys, we both have a class called WalkFit together. Well, we will after this week. And you literally just walk, I guess. And like, we don't know, like, we'll probably just like talk to each other in that class. So like, who knows? We might work some things out for the channel.
Cool ideas are brewing. And if you don't want to miss out on those cool ideas, subscribe or follow us on everything. And our like usernames and our links and everything will be in the description. If you're not on YouTube, you can go check us out on YouTube, WWM Productions. We're the one with like 20 subscribers.
But we're not the World War II ones. They're the imposters.
Yeah. We should make a video reacting to WWM.
Oh my god, we would start a war.
A World War III?
No.
But anyways, guys, we appreciate you listening this far. If you decide to like, comment, subscribe, whatever, or follow us on anything, we will appreciate you even more. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in, y'all. We'll see you next week. Oh, apologies, by the way, that this is, either coming out on a Thursday or a Friday. Jenna has a life. Ew. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna try to get back on schedule because I know my video came out on a Monday this week, but it's fine. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. Things are happening in our lives.
Also, yeah,
as I'm sure you all can maybe relate to.
Yeah, so check out my video that came out. It's about murder mysteries. Jenna's gonna have a video coming out this weekend. I don't know what it's about. I don't know if Jenna knows what it's about. We'll figure that out. Anyways, Jenna, anything to add?
I already made enough jokes about the crab arms, so no, I guess I'm good.
Okay, bye!